Nearly every single second, another person joins India's workforce. Millions of young people are entering the labor market every year, generating a tidal wave of raw human capital. Across Europe, Japan, and much of the developed world, populations are graying and labor pools are actively shrinking. India is moving in the exact opposite direction. The question is whether this demographic explosion will serve as a historic economic dividend or collapse into a massive crisis. This comparative bar chart visualizes the global labor pool, highlighting India's baseline, 877 million working-age individuals. Shifting this into a demographic pyramid, the bottom tiers bulge outward. Over 500 million of these citizens are under 25. Compare this to China, an industrial giant currently navigating rapid aging and a declining workforce. India holds the exact inverse profile. Looking at this projection line mapping the country's dependency ratio, the trend moves favorably until it peaks in 2030. By that point, 65% of the entire population will fall squarely into the working age bracket. This sheer volume of young, active citizens organically creates a colossal domestic consumer market. However, millions of eager workers without jobs create severe social instability. To prevent this demographic advantage from turning into a widespread, systemic unemployment crisis, India requires immediate and massive heavy industrialization. To absorb this labor force, the government is executing a state-backed macroeconomic strategy, aggressively pivoting the country from an agrarian society into a heavy industrial economy. The financial architecture driving this is the Production-Linked Incentive, or PLI scheme. It directly subsidizes companies that build local manufacturing capacity. Simultaneously, global supply chains are anxious to secure alternatives to China. They are actively migrating operations to the subcontinent to diversify their risk. This trend line demonstrates the immediate result in the electronics sector, a 146% spike in mobile phone production value. It jumped from 2.13 lakh crore to 5.45 lakh crore rupees in just a few fiscal years. Apple and its manufacturing partners have rapidly expanded their assembly operations inside the country, shifting millions of units of production to local facilities. They are also securing deeper tech supply chains. The domestic Tata conglomerate partnered with PowerChip to build functional semiconductor fabrication plants, prioritizing local labor. By combining aggressive state incentives with global corporate anxiety, India is successfully converting its raw human capital into heavy industrial and technological capacity. Protecting a fragile industrial boom of this scale requires uninterrupted energy, capital, and absolute diplomatic pragmatism. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has engineered a nimble, multi-aligned foreign policy. It completely ignores rigid ideological blocks in favor of strict national interest. In the Indo-Pacific, India actively cooperates with the United States and the Quad Alliance, utilizing Western strategic weight to check Chinese influence in the region. Yet, New Delhi routinely defies those Western partners. When the U.S. issued sanctions, India continued importing millions of barrels of discounted Russian crude oil. Securing temporary waivers to buy that Russian oil was an economic necessity. It prevented an energy price shock that would have suffocated their developing manufacturing sector. This dual strategy allows India to weaponize its neutrality, extracting maximum economic value and security guarantees from rival superpowers simultaneously. The combination of labor and leverage is yielding hard macroeconomic results. By the end of 2025, India surpassed Japan to officially become the world's fourth largest economy. While much of the global economy navigates stagnant growth near 3%, India is holding a steady expansion rate between 6.5 and 7.8%. This projected bar chart maps the immediate target. By 2030, India's GDP is set to hit $7.3 trillion, taking the number 3 spot globally. The government calls the ultimate objective for 2047 Viksit Bharat, or Developed India. The youth wave, the factory migration, and the geopolitical arbitrage are not accidents. They are the calculated mechanics driving India's ascent as the next global economic superpower.